Hi, welcome to the Fun Factory, Early Childhood Education. I'm Miss Sadie, and today I've got just a few activities that we're going to do. First of all, I'm going to have you look at the results of one activity we did about a week or so ago, and then I'm going to introduce a new activity that you can do with your child at home, preschool teachers you could do with your class, and it's going to be fun. Like I said, if it wasn't fun, I don't know who would want to do it, okay? Well, let's start off with results. We did a science activity. Like I said, it was probably more than a week ago. And it's not that I forgot, but I got busy doing other things. So here it is, the results. Initially, here it is. Hold on. These are the results. You can see that. Initially, this was what? The dishwashing liquid. This was shaving cream, and this is still there. You can see that. That's the hard bar of soap. And the question had to do with liquids. You know, solids, liquids, do they turn? When do they turn? How do they turn? Okay, well, we knew that the dishwashing liquid was already liquid, and then I think, yeah, you squeeze it, it bubbles. Now this one, to me, was the most interesting. This was the shaving cream. I see it was. No more. It evaporated. It evaporated, yeah. Remember we talked about that it was foam, and that's what happened over the days, and then within a week, it evaporated. And this liquid soap, the bar, I'm sorry, not liquid, the solid, these other two were liquid. The solid, it became a liquid also. Look at the little bit of liquid that's down the bottom. I didn't put any water in it, but it just began to melt. Okay, so this is something you can do in your home, and you can leave it in your, I don't know, wherever you think it might be best, your child's interest. They'll stay interested in it, and maybe they'll want to do another science activity. We've got plenty of them. And preschool teachers, this can just be one science activity you do in your classroom. And I imagine that your classroom is a bit different now because of the pandemic and the way that the children and materials have to be separated. In a preschool classroom, there used to be centers, learning centers where there would be blocks for building. Another center would be your computer center. Another center would be your library. Then there was your creative corner, which generally they called a drama corner or housekeeping. And there were quite a few more. I like to call them areas of interest. And children could pick and choose which area they would like to go into, to play. Well, I don't think they do that any longer simply because, you can't have groups of children together. If the teachers want to send them in individually, but I don't know how much fun that would be. It's great when you're building with your friends or your buddies, or if you're creating in the art area. But right now, I don't know how they're doing it. But at any rate, we're going to move on, and I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've got gloves, because what we're going to do is play with rice. Yeah, just play with rice. Okay, and I've got gloves for a specific reason. We're going to be using food coloring. The food coloring can stain your fingers, and even though you wash your hands a gazillion times, I love that number, it takes a while for it to wash off, So here's the rice. And, white rice is fine, but it's just a little white rice when you're working with the young children. So I started with white rice with my toddlers. And it was fun. Just listening to the sound. I'm going to turn the music down just a little bit. The sound of it when you pour it, I don't know. I probably do need scissors. Hold on a sec. I thought I had everything. There they are. I thought I had everything in front of me. Well, I had some things behind me, some things on the side. That's the way it goes. At any rate, this is the white rice. I cut it. Nobody here but me, so I just put the scissors on the desk. Okay. And we listen for that. We listen. Should put it up here. Okay, there are my bowls. But hey, it wouldn't be right if nothing unexpected happened. So at any rate, here's our. I'm gonna move this over a little bit. Container of rice. Okay. Okay. Just white rice. All right. So here's how we're gonna color. I'm gonna put my gloves on first as I'm doing the coloring. Hold on, I'm here. I'm here. And usually I would have the other type of gloves, but I must have used them for something else. So I'm using the big gloves, the big colored pink gloves. Okay. The main thing is I don't want my fingers to get all stained up. So we're going to start with red. And all you do is just pinch off a little bit. Yeah. Just pinch it. Oh, wow. Now I would pinch it, but I would let the children stir. You know, the color. But before I let them stir, I don't know if you can see that. Well, you can see it through there. But anyway, that's the red. And what I would do is, see? And they go, oh, Miss Sadie. Yes? Wow, look. Yeah. It's not white anymore. And what I would do is I would just mix it up really well. And then I would let somebody choose another color. Azul? Oh. All right, Carlito. Carlito said I do too. At any rate, we're going to squeeze a little bit. Sorry about that. That would have my wall. But at least there's a picture there. I'm going to wipe that off real quick. I don't want it to stain. There we go. Okay. Oh, well. At any rate. Okay. Oh. I'm just going to let that. I'll just get another poster board. Okay, now we're mixing up azul, the blue. So we have rojo, red. All right, Carlito, you tell us the colors, okay? And we pronounce the colores. Yes, indeed. Okay, we've got azul, y rojo. That's red and blue. What about this one? Amarillo. Amarillo. Okay. Doing my best to pronounce it correctly. Now it comes out, it looks orange. Nanya. It looks like it's orange. I'm not trying that one again. But it's really amarillo. Wow. Amarillo. Okay? You gotta roll that R. Oh, wow. You see that? The colors drastically changed. Yeah, all right. One more. We gotta do green. Verde. All right. Carlito, he helps us with our Spanish and we help him with his English. And it's all good. Okay, so I'm going to mix that up. You want it well mixed so that when the children are measuring and scooping and pouring, that there's no dye that gets, on their little fingers. So I'm just going to make sure that this is well mixed. And then we'll let them have that. What do you hear? Listen to that sound. You think that's noisy? And they'll say either yes or no. Okay, so now we've got colored rice. I'm going to move this over here. Now, what are we going to do with colored rice? Now, I did have a scale, but I think it's in my storage bin. At any rate, I've got buckets and I've got shovels. Thought I had it here. Guess not. Hold on. Let me turn the music up. It's on the table. I see it. I'll be right back. Hold on. That's what you have to do when you work with limited space, but it's okay. I'm not complaining. We can still get it done, all right? There you are. So, here's what you're going to need. Parents, teachers, measuring cups. And generally, if you're in a preschool classroom and you have a sand and water table, I used to have a sand table, a water table, a rice table, all of that. And to me, I wouldn't say I used it as an alternative to sand, but I used it along with sand, just another texture that the children could use and explore and play with. That's what you do. I don't know if that's a lot of fun. Just taking it out of. What about if we add something to it? How about we do this? Use a funnel. Hold it up. Hold up your funnel. Now remember, the children are doing this. Holding up the funnel. They look so excited. Oh, wait a minute. What's happening? It's raining rice! And they do it again and again and again and again. What did you hear? Listen. It's sprinkling, isn't it? Yeah, how about that? And they have plenty of buckets as well as shovels that they can use. They don't just have to use the measuring cup. I think there's many varied ways of doing an activity that you give to children. The more their mind grows, they look at things in a different light. This is a shovel. And you don't have to put it all through the funnel. You don't have to put it all through the funnel. Well, are you just going to leave it there, or you're going to leave it in the bucket? How about this? Can we put some in a plastic bag? You can. And like I said, teachers, even parents, if you have a scale at home, weigh it. Like I said, mine is in my storage bin. So all you have to do is just weigh it. Now you can really see the colors now. It looks different than it did when we started. So, that's our bag of colored rice. Now, I'm going to move this over here. Oh, wait a minute. There was something special that I wanted to do. Okay, remember I said the children are going to do this? Well, adults, you're doing this along with them. I know the preschool teachers are, but at home, the adults can do it with them. Older siblings. Here we are. Now, I was going to come in with this. And I wanted, specifically because I wanted to see what kind of response I would get from the children. Listen. Yes? One of them is asking a question. Yes? What is it, Robert? Why do I have this large spoon? Well, I'm just using it to scoop up the rice. No, I don't have a shovel. I don't. So I'm using the spoon. Is that okay? No, why not? Robert, I wasn't taking all of the rice. He said I was taking all of the rice. Okay. Well, perhaps that's how he sees it. So can I go back to using the shovel? He says I should go back to using the shovel. And believe me, children will. They will question you. If they see something they think is out of order, they will question you. This is a rake. On the one side. We use this in the sand bin as well. So I'm just going to put this to the side. It's a science activity. It is scientific because we changed the color of the rice. Number one. It's math. Like I said, if you have a scale, you can weigh it. And even if you don't have a scale, when you fill your buckets, you can look in and see which has more. Or you can put them in different containers where you can see which has more, which has less. You put this down here. And what I really wanted to get back to, I talked to you briefly about the changes in our liquid, our soap and water. By way of introduction, I want to introduce you to Miss Mary Mack. Miss Mary Mack was very popular in my classroom, simply because it's a short, I wouldn't even say story. It could be a story, it could be a poem. It's about what happened with Miss Mary Mack. Miss Mary Mack, all dressed in black, with silver buttons all down her back. She went upstairs to make her bed, but by mistake, she bumped her head. she went downstairs to wash the dishes, but by mistake, she washed her wishes. And I would read this at different times to my class, and we would talk about what we thought that meant. And when we read about it, it says she went upstairs just to make her bed. She bumped her head. So it sounds like down here, they said when she went downstairs to wash the dishes, by mistake, she washed her wishes. So we have a conversation about that. What do you think? Was Mary Mack trying, was she wishing for something? What do you think? And then one child might say, well, she was wishing she had a dog. Really? What do you think if she had a dog? And if that was her wish, that she would be taking good care of the dog? Yeah. Some of the students would say, yeah. One of my students said, no, she would let him run out. I said, oh, but you're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to be on a leash, right? Yeah. I said, well, what about walking the dog? She's going to have to get up and get out of her bed and go walk the dog. My students were shaking their head. Nope, nope. Dog has to stay in the backyard. So they give all kinds of reasons. Miss Mary Mack, she can have a dog, but all kinds of different things that would be happening with Miss Mary's dog. Don't ask me where that came from. It came from one of my students. And when they talk about something, I just entertain their thought. We talk about it. And someone else has an opinion or a thought, we talk about that as well. And when I say entertain, I mean talk about it. I don't mean definitely not making fun or trying to shame someone. These children have thoughts, and their thoughts are real. And they express themselves through that. And we have to learn to listen in order to be able to hear them and understand. We have to learn to listen. Speaking of stories, now there's two stories about gingerbread. One is the gingerbread boy, one is the gingerbread man. This one is the gingerbread boy. One thing that both of the stories do is they rhyme. This says the gingerbread boy. You see, the farmer's wife has all the ingredients out that she needs to make the gingerbread boy. Now, when he gets to the part where he runs away, it changes. When I say it changes, how they call him back. They yell to him to stop, and here is what he says. I'll run, 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 and jump for joy. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread boy. If you happen to have this particular copy, that's what it's going to say. Jump for joy. Run, 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 jump for joy. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread boy. And if you happen to have the other one, I don't have a copy of the other one with me right now, but it's run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. So there could be one story, but two different ways that it's being presented, and either way is fine. Either way is fine. You might even get a student that says, that's not how it goes. Hopefully you'll be ready to explain how it goes. Oh my goodness. It depends on which story they've heard. This is I Love My Daddy. Remember we talked about children's books? We're always talking about children's books and the illustrations and how they're presented with so many animals. Well, these are squirrels, right? Beautiful. The Velveteen Rabbit. What else do I have back here? This is definitely a classic. The Little Engine That Could. And the reason I have two is one I'm keeping for myself. And when one of these goes out to a family for their child to add to, if they haven't already begun, their own personal library. But this, The Little Engine That Could, talking about a motivator, yes, for adults as well as children. I have to keep that one. Here's another one about bears. I love you, Grandpa. Okay, it's all about love. I'm trying to, sizes. So, I also have a lot of books in different sizes, as well as language. And you can teach, believe me, you can teach a very young toddler how to hold a book. Yes, you can read to them, but you can put it in their hands, yeah, and help them turn the pages. And, oh, wow, look at those birds. whatever the picture is. This is baby touch and feel first words. Yeah, look, the animals in here. This is for infants. Woo, dog. Meow. Make the sounds. Make the sounds, okay? There's the football. You can sit and put your feet out. Left foot, right foot, left foot, right feet in the morning, feet at night. Ah, mi comida. This is in Spanish. It's about my food. This book belongs to Sadie Love. Spring 2005. Yeah. Bananas, las bananas. Marque el Bicol. Skip to Malou. Yeah. Look, I'm talking about the size of the books. Are you my mother? And in Spanish, I think it's Que su madre. Yeah, I had that in Spanish also. Why does it fly? Children are interested. We talk about airplanes in the air. How does it get up there? How does it stay up there? This could be a good book to read and let children know why it flies. Okay? Airplanes. Why do birds fly? So many books that our children can learn so much from and just get to enjoy. But it's up to us to see that they do that. And that's simply by, at least with Patreon, my platform, that they receive the books, that they begin their own library, but basically really that they understand what they're reading. Children can, I believe, read by kindergarten. I've seen it. And, children are children, really. And, oftentimes people want to pit one group of children against the other, but children are born with such, I don't know, the capacity to learn. It just has to be nurtured and developed. All right, nurtured and developed. And you have to stick with it. I'm looking at these egg cartons up here. Begin to save your egg cartons because when we get into our math activities, you're going to need them. All right? So when you go to the market, it doesn't matter if you get the 12, or the 18, even though both of these are 12s. They love it when it's time to count. I might ask, or they may ask, I need 3 chips, and maybe they want to put 3 in here, or they might want to put 5 in here. It doesn't matter. And even better, when we're talking about what goes in, I have them close by, what goes in these containers. What can you put in there? And they'll say eggs. And I might, hold on just a moment. Eggs like this? Yeah, here they are. I got them. And I said, okay, we're going to put some eggs in here. Let's see. What do you think? Is this the kind of egg we're going to put in? Now, hopefully you can see that color. That's a yellow egg. Or are we going to put in this kind of egg? That's a green one. Or maybe this kind. Oh, how about this one? And their eyes are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And somebody said, well, wait a minute. Miss Sadie, those eggs are colored. I know. I said, I know at home you have the white eggs. Those are the ones that your mom or dad cooks for us to eat when I cook, when I eat. But not colored eggs. We use these for counting. Okay? And one thing I steer away from, I won't put anything in them because once you do, and then you want to use them for other things, as soon as they pick the egg up, that's the first thing you're going to do. Because that's what they were introduced to first. And it's hard to unlearn something you've already learned. Oh my goodness. Story, quick one. When I was teaching toddlers, and I was doing, with the toes? This little piggy went to market. Okay, so I had, this is when I first started. I no longer did that after I found out that when you teach something, the very first, it stays with you. So anyway, had all the toddlers sitting down, and we're going to do this little piggy. So I took off their shoes and socks. Who knew? And we would carry our shoes. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. They love it. This little piggy had roast beef. This little piggy had none. But this little piggy cried we, and that was the little pinky piggy. We all the way home. Okay, so we did that 2 or 3 times. Now it's time to put on shoes and socks. Okay, so I sat there and put shoes and socks back on. That was fine. Next day, as we're going to sit down to do together time, they start taking off the shoes and socks. I'm like, wait a minute. No. But because that's what we had done the day before, and it was still their memory, they figured we were going to do this again today. It took me the longest time to show them that that wasn't what we were going to do. I had to change everything. I really did. I had to change from sitting on the carpet the way that we used to chairs, and only maybe 3 at a time with Mack. I'll tell you. But you live and you learn. And believe me, I learned that lesson. And when I began with children that were a little older and we were still doing this little piggy, I did thumbs and fingers. No more shoes and socks. And over the years, when I think about it, when I hear that nursery rhyme, it brings a funny memory, but it's a memory, okay? So, we all learn. Okay, I think it's been about 25 minutes, and I just wanted to go over, and oftentimes I say briefly, because I don't want anyone to turn off and get bored and just can't wait until the end to see what's going to happen as far as how books are going to be sent out and whatever other materials are going to be sent out to my patrons for those who pledged on this channel. So until I think the next we have a cook up with Chef Convo. Okay, whether it's Wednesday or not, I'm going to get that going. And certain things you can do if you don't already in your kitchen with your little people. With safety first, of course. So thanks for tuning in to Patreon. Um, Fun Factory, I gotta get that up, but it's okay. Fun Factory, Early Childhood Education, and please tune in again. And mainly, I'd like for you to subscribe because it's for all children that are out there. And I'm going to set up a way that I can converse and have conversations with the parents so that I can really know and understand what's going on and what the need is in that regard. How are they doing with their reading? How often are they reading? Do they come and ask you, can we read together? Oh yeah. It's not just I'm on screen and talking to you and I don't know what's going on out there. That's how I do the hands-on part. Because people ask me, well, you're gonna. I said, yeah, I made a way. That's what my landline phone is going to be used for. Setting up schedules for conferences, and if we were ever have a meeting group, it's going to be in a public place, and we're going to go from there because our children need this. I feel they really do. And the time that they've lost, they can't get it back. So we're going to start where they are. Okay, and it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. So hopefully, this brief activity gave you some ideas on things that you can do. And in the meantime, I'll see you in the classroom.